Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our next episode of Darkest Night, where we are playing through, doing a full playthrough of the game with the Exorcist, the Scout, the Monk, and the Bard. Yeah, now, last turn, as you know, I botched it up on the Omens. I will remember them this time. There are two, so anybody in that space has to draw two event cards and pick the highest. I really don't think it was that impactful to us last turn because one of the cards we got was not, it was the polar opposite of what I wanted to get, so I think we were penalized enough as a result. That said, we are going to continue on with our turn, and we get to start with our players' turns. So without any further ado, let's just get to it. By the way, I want to thank you for all the comments, but I'm going to tell you this game has like, it's not fiddly, there's just a lot to contend with, especially since you always play 4 characters, so please understand that as you're watching. But let's get started and get to our first character. I'm going to decide who that is. It's probably going to be either the Exorcist or the Scout. See where they want to go. We do have to get back to the village. It might be the Scout because the Scout's really the only person that could get in there and remain secret enough that the Necromancer won't come back. Also, because the Necromancer has moved out of the space, this quest is gone, or rather this mystery card is gone, so that is going to be the end of that mystery card for us. Now we have to find another way to get the remaining several secrets before we can get a relic. Okay, let's get going with the players' turns. So I actually decided to start with the Bard's turn. He is in the space with the Necromancer, so unfortunately that's going to put his secrecy down to a 2. He's got to get moseying on, I think. And then we're going to have to draw, remember, and I am going to remember it this time, to draw 2 omens and pick the higher omen, or 2 event cards, rather, and pick the highest of the 2. So let's see what he gets while he's there. So the Necromancer doesn't see him, that's why we're still drawing these. Good, it's going to be this one, because this one's going to probably be less impactful, as we don't actually have any quests on the board right now. Okay, so startling news. Add 1 to a quest marker currently in play. If there is no quest, then instead draw a quest and roll 1 die to determine its location. That's what we're going to do. It's impossible to get consistent reports these days. When the news finally reached you, it catches you off guard. Okay, so that means that we are going. It caught us off guard. That means because we didn't know where the quest was going to be. But we're going to draw the quest pile cards, and we're going to draw the next one and see what we get. Let's see what it says. Warlock's Lair. We need 1 success. We've got 5 turns. When you draw a search result in this location, draw 1 fewer map cards for 1 success. Well, we typically only draw 1 map card, so that means we probably won't draw them. We get 1 success, we're going to get a supply cache. That's pretty good. Let's see where that's going to be. That is going to be in 5, which means it is going to be over here in the swamps. You can barely see that, but I'll show you where that goes. And that is the event for our Bard, and it's right there. So let's go back to our Bard and see. Now we got several blights there. We got Enigma, a Corruption, and an Omen. And I'd really like to get rid of the Enigma because it's a global effect. The question is, with us down to a 2 secrecy, we can stay there 1 more turn, then maybe head into the monastery and hide and move. The move will give us secrecy back. So we could literally stay there 1 more turn and try and take out this blight. We have our trickery, which we can use to try and destroy this blight. We need a 4, which means with the trickery we would subtract 1 from the highest die. So we're going to need a 5. Or if we get 2, that's okay, because it's just from the highest die. So we're going to try and get rid of that. If we fail, there's no effect, and that's one of the things I like about it. But we're going to get to fight with 3 dice against it. Hopefully we get lucky. Come on. 6, perfect, so we did. So we needed a 5. Because it's because of he subtracts 1 from the highest die, or we got a 6, so we're well in the right place for it. We get to destroy this Enigma. The problem is he's probably going to stay there and put another blight there, but at least this one's gone. And if you look, the other 2 do not have any effect on him unless we attack. So no bonuses, higher fate. We already did that. So nothing happens from those. There's nothing he has to contend with there. So that's going to be the end of our Bard's turn. Okay, now remember, everybody can use his trickery ability because he's got the Silent Stone on it. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go next to the Monk then. The Monk is the only one still out on the board. He's in the castle, and now he can search with a 2, so I think we're going to try and keep him there if we can. For him, we just draw, again, the Omens are in the other locations, so we're just going to draw 1 event card for him. It's called a Desperate Bargain. We get to choose 1, destroy blight in any location, or draw a power card, or raise your default raise to your secrecy default. All of those are good things. We can spend 2 grace, which he cannot. Well, he could do discard item or raise the darkness track by 1. That would put us at a 10 and give us a power. However, we have a way to defeat that. That might be worth doing that because that's probably the least impactful at the moment. But we definitely want to do one of these things. We have 3 blights in the village. I could get rid of the Omen or the Taint. The Omen's the hardest one to get rid of. I could draw a power card. That's always helpful. He hasn't been able to draw, but he's probably going to get one up there anyway as he searches because that's what he's going to do. And we could raise our default secrecy. He's at 3 right now. He's okay. I think there's no question the Necromancer is going to see the Bard and stay there, I would imagine. Unless he rolls a 1, in which case he would move to where the monk is, and that's okay too because there's only 1 blight there. So I don't think I care about that at all. I think we're going to destroy a blight in any location, and I think we're going to destroy that blight here in the village. We're going to get rid of this Omen. The Taint might technically be worse, but we're not going to try and stay there and heal anyway, so I don't think it is. So the monk has just used his event to destroy an Omen, and we're going to raise the darkness track by 1. I'll show you what that looks like. Really, the concept of raising the darkness track by 1 is really not appealing to me, because we are going to draw a power card, but we have a way to negate that. And we're getting close to getting a relic, so I feel okay with this. This is what's going to happen. And then when the Necromancer goes, it's going to be on 11, giving the monk 3 dice if he needs to go, if he's able to fight something. I don't think he will be able to, but it's worth talking about. So at that level, we're going to draw a power card. Now I have the ability of cast out as an action on the Exorcist. So he's not going to do that right away, but we'll see what the power card is and how impactful it is to us. So what does the Necromancer get to do? Well of Misery. Immediately activate in the Necromancer's location. At the end of the Necromancer's turn, if there are any quests in this location, add one time marker to every quest at this location. Otherwise, draw a quest card and add it to this location. As long as this is active. So that's bad. It's not terrible. I'll put that where I can see it. Quests, I mean, if the quests pile up too much, yeah, that's going to get rough. So every turn he's going to, at the end of the Necromancer's turn, if there are any quest location, add 1 to the one if there isn't one. So he will add quests and he'll reduce the time on those quests because of the Well of Misery. But our Exorcist has this. Remove the darkness card, this card, and remove this card and 1 in play darkness card from the game. Lose 3 secrecy and lose a turn. I mean, if he's going to do that, it probably would be good to do that in the monastery. Of course, he doesn't have 3 secrecy, and I think it just means no effect. He's at 0. He's at 0. I don't think he has to have the secrecy, but I'll double check that. He's not going to do that this turn anyway. But at the end of the turn, we will be probably putting another quest in the mountains up there. Okay, that was the event card for the monk. Alright, for the monk's actual turn, he's going to stay in the castle and search. He has a search of 2. He rolled a 2, so he succeeded. That means we get to draw a map card and see what he gets. This is what I was hoping for right here. In the castle, this is not what I wanted. He gets a Lear, or Lyre, however you want to pronounce that. Item, we'll put that on his character card. And while that's cool and all, and I'll show you what that does, I was looking for more skills. Where's the Lyre? There it is. Soothing Lyre, Lear, whatever you pronounce it. Discard at any time to refresh all heroes' powers. Yeah, no big deal. Okay, that was that. That was not what I was hoping for at all, not even remotely, but that is going to be the monk's turn. Okay, let's go to the 2 folks in the monastery. Remember, these 2 do not have to draw a card, and I think we're going to move the scout first. And the scout, I believe, is going to exhaust. This is kind of wasteful. I want to get over to the swamp and take out that supply cache, get another skill. That's pretty powerful. But you know what? Let's let the Exorcist go first, because the Exorcist is just going to start moving and trying to gain some secrecy back. He might attract the Necromancer. He's got 0 secrecy. No, he has 1. I take it back. He's got 1. So when he moves, he'll go up to 2. It's not that great. But he is going to, for his action, since he doesn't have to draw a card, for his action, he is going to move here. That will put his secrecy back up to 2. Can't do anything else, so that's going to be the end of that. Oh wait, let's roll for his powers. He's got all his things to activate his powers. So we're going to start with the Courageous Boon. We're going to roll 2 dice, and we need a 5. See if we can activate one of his things. We do, so we're going to actually activate his Courageous Boon. Well, I take it back. We're going to activate his Protective Boon in case we don't get to activate the others. Okay, then we're going on to the next one. He's got to roll 4. He does not, so he doesn't get to activate a second power. And then the third one he has, his Fleet Boon. We have to roll a 2. We failed at that as well, and that's that. Okay, so he got to reactivate one of his boons, which is the Protective Boon. I think that's the one we want to activate right now. That's the one that allows us to deactivate after making a roll to ignore the consequences. I think that's very valuable. Okay, and that is going to mark the end of his turn. So now we have left is the Scout. And I do think we're going to take the Scout, and the Scout's going to head to the village. I could just move over to the village, or I could move all the way over to the Warlock's Lair and try and take that on next turn. Get a skill. I think we're going to do that. So we're going to play cross country, exhaust to move twice, and gain 2 secrecy up to 7. We'll gain 1 secrecy because she's at 6 right now. So here's what's going to happen. We have exhausted cross country. We're going to go 1, 2 to there, and her secrecy is now at 7. So she can't be found there. She snuck into the swamp. Next turn she's going to explore that area to see, or search that area rather, to see if she can get to take care of the Warlock's Lair. Hopefully she succeeds. That marks the end of the player's turns. Let's go on to the Necromancer turn. First things first, we're going to do that, and then we're going to, for the darkness track goes up to 11. Then the next thing that happens is we add a time track to this. We only got 4 turns left, but we're going to try and knock that out this turn. And then we're going to roll for Senior Necromancer, see what he does. He rolled a 4, so he's staying put, which means we're going to draw a map card and put a blight down again in the mountains. So we're in the mountains there. We're going to put a decay down into the mountains. That is much better than the one that created a global search pandemic. Let's put a decay down there. Decay's not that bad. It just means he can't use any items. He doesn't have any anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then the Necromancer will activate his immediately activate, and yeah, it's active. So at the end of the Necromancer's turn, which is right now, we will either put a marker on a quest or draw a quest. So we're going to draw a quest that's going to go into a space. What is it going to be? Evil Champ. Well, that makes sense. We need 1 success. We got 5 turns. Action. Elude versus a 6. That's not the best thing for the Bard for sure. Complete. We get a mystery. I like that. And if we expire, all heroes lose a grace. Cultists are casting a ritual spell to sap the hero's grace. Track them down to disrupt the chant and learn their secrets. Love to do that. Put that right there. That is going to go into that space, and that is going to mark the end of the Necromancer's turn. That was not too bad. Just double check, triple check, we're good. Let's move back to the second round of our players' turns. I'm going to flip all their tokens over so I don't miss anybody. And we'll continue on. Okay, first up, we are going to move Senior Necromancer. The Exorcist. He's going to go first. First, we're going to draw his event card. See what he gets. He gets Renewal, reshuffle the event deck, including this card, and draw another card. That's one that... Okay, that's the second time we've gotten that. That sucks. We've gone through quite a few events, by the way. That's pretty interesting. But we're going to shuffle them all up. I'll be right back. Okay, that is all shuffled. Let's see what happens now. Demon. Okay, well that is the Exorcist, who has a secrecy of 2. So he's a deadly demon. It's a 4 and a 5. 4 to elude, 5 to fight. I don't think we have anything really good against that. We don't. We're just going to have to roll our dice. So we're going to roll 1 die. I think we'll just elude it. There's no point in trying to fight it. It doesn't really matter. If we get lucky, we did not. So we're going to use our Protective Boon, because I don't want him losing any of the grace he just got back. So it says here, by the way, a stench of sulfur and a fiery glow tells you immediately what manner of fiend you are facing. So the demon comes out, it attacks us, actually succeeds, but we have our protective boon that kept us from taking damage. Let me just remind you of that because we haven't looked at it in a turn or two. It is active, so it says deactivate after making a die roll to ignore its consequences. Well, the consequences would be to lose a grace. We are not going to do that. As the end of the event phase, and now we're going to continue his travels. He is not staying here with the Unholy Aura. I don't care that much about it. I want to get over here to see if we can get clues and or skill mysteries. So he's going to pop over here to the ruins. That's going to put his grace up to 3. That is good. And that is going to mark the end. There he is. And that's going to mark the end of the Exorcist's turn. Bam. Okay, let's go to the Scout next. The Scout is in the Warlock's lair. In the swamp, rather, trying to find or deal with the Warlock's lair. Let's see what the Scout gets. She gets a raid. Count the blights at your location. 0. 0 to 1 loses secrecy. That is so fine with me. Okay, so she's down to a 6. She's still at a point where the Necromancer can't even see her. Okay, let's see. Now, does she have anything that's going to help her search? I think she does. As an action, treasure map, activate. All heroes roll +1 die when searching. Okay. Activate in your location, then search. So we're going to have 2 dice to search. We're going to activate this in our location. Now, what do we do there? To take 2 matching tokens, put 1 on the card, and then 1 right here for the moment. So we have the treasure map active in that space. For the turn, it's really only going to help the Scout. So let's roll 2 dice. We need to roll a 4 or better, a 5 and a 4. So either way, we would have done it. Now, we're not going to actually search the area. We're going to do this. It says, when you draw a search result in this location, draw 1 fewer map card. So we're not going to draw a map card at all. We're going to then flip this time token over to a success. We need 1 success. We completed it, so we get a supply cache. That is going to give us a new power, which is very, very helpful. Let's take a look at a supply cache. Since I don't think we've seen one of those yet, I'll show you what they are, even though the monk's been really trying hard to get one. A supply cache is not an item you get. It just says you draw 2 power cards, keep 1, place the other at the bottom of your deck. So we're going to do that with the Scout. Here's the Scout. I'm going to draw the top 2 power cards. Hopefully they're good. And we'll place the one we don't select at the bottom of the deck. Escape route. +1 die when looting. When you hide, you may gain secrecy up to default instead of up to 5. That's really good. Patrol routes. Activate in your location at any time. Blights there have no effect. Ooh. This is good. I think we have to take patrol routes, even though I really like the escape route. When you hide, +1 die when eluding. That's an automatic +1 die. I don't know. I think this is more situational. Very cool. This is going to help all the time. So I think we're going to take that. We're going to put that at the bottom. That is going to mark the end of the Scout's turn. So we're done with the Scout. I got the Monk and the Bard to go. Though the Monk is still up at the castle. We're not being harassed. I think we're going to draw our event, see what happens, and then we'll decide what to do with the Monk. Spend 1 grace, or turn all your dice rolls into 1s for the rest of the turn. It's called Jinx. It says your bag rips, a branch catches your belt, the horse loses its shoe, something is wrong. Okay, well, we're going to do that. We'll take the grace hit because that puts him down to a 2, so he's still okay. And then we're going to spend our turn searching in the... well, let me think about that. We got to take out these blights too. No, I think we're still going to search. I was debating on whether I go after that blight, but then he'll lose secrecy and the Necromancer will come after him anyway. We'll search because I really want to get some skills for him. A 4, that's good. We succeeded, so let's draw a map card and see what he gets. He's in the castle. Really? He gets a Scion Stone. Okay, well, we're going to put that on one of his abilities, I guess. I guess we're going to put it on his Quiet. Now, oh wait, you can only put it on Tactics, I believe, right? I'm going to look up the Scion Stone. I believe it's only on Tactics. That is true. So we're going to take a Scion Stone. Let me get one out. Oh, not too many. Here's the Scion Stone. We're going to place it on his Quiet card. And the reason why is because like the Scout and the Exorcist don't get any bonus, neither does the Bard actually, get any bonuses to elude automatically. This will be so helpful. So we're going to get to elude with 2 dice on everybody. And remember, we now have the escape route, so we get +1 dice when eluding automatically. So the Scout now, when trying to elude things, blights, the Necromancer or monster events will be able to roll 3 dice. That is pretty darn good. And again, just to refresh you on the Scion Stone, we read it last time, but we'll read it this time. Place on one of your powers during your turn. All heroes may use tactics effects from the card as if it were theirs. May not be moved after being placed on a power. So it's permanent. This is a permanent effect on her power. On the monk's power, rather. So we got two of those. We got the trickery and the quiet. That is really, really helpful to us. We need to keep in mind that those exist. But unfortunately, the monk did not get what I wanted, and that is going to be the end of his turn. Okay. Last but not least, we have the bard. Well, the bard is down to 1 secrecy right there, and then he has to draw an event card, or 2 rather, because there's still an omen in that space. Let's see what he gets. He's going to take the dark discharge. It says -1. Oh my gosh, this is rough. This is not good. It'll be okay, because hopefully the necromancer will, the author of the necromancer will move. -1, create a blight in your location. At the first thought, it was just ambient power, but no, there's something here. Okay, instead of getting this awesome Time of Heroes, that would have been very cool, we get something worse. But the fact of the matter is that I bumped up the track 1, so it goes down 1. That's actually not bad. However, we're going to draw 2 blights there, so man, I sure hope the necromancer moves, because otherwise the other blight is going to go into the monastery already. So we are in the mountains, and we're going to draw a terror blight. Let's get that out. Terror. So while we're here, we get +1 die and discard the highest. So we're kind of panicking, right? So we're getting to do more, but we're freaking out, and it's not as effective. And to destroy that, we have to exhaust a power. Or if we lose destroying it, we exhaust a power. That's it for that. That is his event. That's a sucky event, no doubt. But he's not going to stay there, and as much as I want to get the evil chant right now, if he stays there, we're going to end up putting blights in the monastery for sure. So he's going to move to the monastery, where he will gain a secrecy, putting him back up to 2, and that will be the end of his turn. So that's it. Well, that was 2 rounds, so now we are going to go to the necromancer's turn. First thing that happens is this does go back up 1, and then we're going to place a quest token here. We got 4 more turns to deal with that one, and then we're going to roll for the necromancer. Come on, get out of there, baby. He rolled a 2, so who's he going to see? He will see the bard. He won't see the monk. Uh-oh, let's see. Hopefully a 2 moves him. A 2 does. He goes back to the village. Okay, well, so the village is getting hammered again, but that's okay. He moved back to the village because he doesn't actually see anybody. Amazing. Okay, or he didn't detect that anybody was anywhere. So we're going back to the village. We're going to draw dark fog. So dark fog, what does that do? Here is the dark fog. It's +2 search difficulty in the village. Unlike, see, it's blue instead of red. That means it's not a global effect. It's going right there. And the necromancer's turn is almost over, because then we have to look at this. At the end of the turn, we're going to draw a quest card and put it in the village. So let's see what we get. I don't want all these quests. This is gonna be, we got to take care. Next turn, I think the exorcist is going to get discovered by the necromancer and banish this. We'll see. Okay. Roll 2 dice. Okay, so this is Ancient Curse. As an action, we can roll 2 dice. 1 success for each 4+. So we could literally take care of it 1 turn. We're going to get a mystery. If it expires, all heroes lose a grace. That's 2 of those. Those are really bad. A long forgotten bit of black magic has somehow been revived. Solve the riddle of its reappearance before it finishes its grim work. So there's an ancient curse hovering over the dark fog-shrouded village where there's taint and skeletons. It's just not a good place to be right now. The poor village, I tell you, it just gets hammered. Okay, but that marks the end of the necromancer's turn. That's everything he's going to do and everything we're going to do. We're done for this episode. So guys, I'm going to flip all the tokens back over for next turn. We've gone with all of the characters. We have some sparks. We have some items. The Scion Stones are going to prove very helpful to us. And we're about 1/3 of the way through our ability to defeat the Necromancer. We need 3 more clues to be able to get a relic and go after him with one of the characters, which would obviously be the monk in the right time. That's the best choice right now, which is why I'm trying to get him more powers, but I think I'm going to have to give up on that and have him go take on some blights. It just makes sense. And anybody can take on blights now. Well, anybody can always take on blights, but everybody has the trickery tactics. So if we go into a space with a bunch of blights, we can fight them off. And there's already 4 in the mountains. We've got to do something about that. But someone with a high secrecy needs to get in there. So it's we probably got to send our scout there. And we have a way to do that, actually. Take us 2 turns to get there, but when she gets there, all her powers will be refreshed. So it says action, travel, then refresh all powers. That's pretty good. That's like resting and traveling at the same time. She's not super high on grace again, but that's okay. You never are. It's one of those. That's one of those resources you're always struggling with in this game. It's your level of grace. And I was moving the Exorcist around to get him more secrecy. We don't really have anybody that pumps up other characters' secrecy, which would be really nice to have. We don't have that. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe, and be on the lookout because I'm about to have a new playthrough with a giveaway associated with it. So be on the lookout for that. That giveaway will probably entail people subscribing and answering some questions or something like that. But we'll get there soon. I'm going to actually have 2 giveaways pretty soon. I got some exciting things coming up. So thanks for watching. Thanks again. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode next time. Take care.